Everyone's going to be wondering, what is your favourite Queen song?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Just Bohemian Rhapsody.
There's no explanation needed. Bohemian Rhapsody. Freddie Mercury lived an amazing life that would be genuinely interesting to see adapted to the big screen. Sadly though, it appears we're not going to get a movie that does Freddie Mercury justice, because the remaining members of Queen are worried about it affecting their image.
I thought they were making a film about him.
Yeah, they've been working on one since as early as 2010. I believe the most current one, the person attached to it is Rami Malek, who people might recognise from Mr. Robot. But initially, the actor they had slated to appear in it was one Sacha Baron Cohen.
You mean Borat?
Yes, Borat.
My name is Borat. I like you. I like sex. It's nice.
Now, after seeing that clip, you might think, yeah, that guy doesn't look like he could play Freddie Mercury. But I'd like to point out that when he's not playing a character and wearing a silly costume, Cohen actually does bear a striking resemblance to Freddie Mercury. And while he was working on the movie before he unceremoniously decided to quit production, a lot of people said that he did have a singing voice comparable to that of Mercury and that he was able to hit high notes almost as well as he could.
Freddie Mercury was a fantastic singer.
An amazing singer, probably one of the best in rock history. And the fact that people working on the movie when Cohen was involved even said, like, yeah, you can hit high notes almost as well as Mercury did. That's pretty fucking high praise. And I should point out as well that Cohen is a massive Freddie Mercury fan and made it known while he was working on the movie, like, I want to make a Freddie Mercury movie that Freddie Mercury would be proud of.
There's more to us than just writing songs. I mean, we do other things and we have characters, and depends what you talk about.
Specifically, Cohen wanted to make a movie that showed the wild side of Freddie Mercury, the side that we only heard about in tabloids or on channels like this. The Freddie Mercury who hired little people to walk around his parties with silver trays on their head with piles of cocaine on top. The Freddie Mercury who destroyed an entire hotel for his birthday just because he could. The Freddie Mercury who took Princess Diana, yes, that Princess Diana, in disguise, in drag, to a gay bar.
Didn't he used to ride Darth Vader around on stage?
Yes, he did. One of the things he used to do to close his concerts early in his career was get a guy dressed as Darth Vader to walk out on stage carrying him on his shoulders while he sung like We Are the Champions or something like that. That used to be their encore performance. So if you've seen this image floating around the internet and seen it's fake, no, that is 100% real.
Search your feelings, you know it to be true.
Do you want to know something else Freddie Mercury used to do at concerts early in his career? He used to have sex with men between songs, like to refresh himself. Like he'd finish a song, he'd walk off stage, bang a dude, come back on stage, sing another 3 songs, walk back off stage, have some more sex, come back on stage, finish his set, go back off stage, have some more sex, wait a few minutes, have a drink, do some cocaine, go back out and do his encore while riding Darth Vader.
Fucking rock star.
That's what I mean, he was a rock star! And this is the movie Sacha Baron Cohen wanted to make. So can you imagine how much Sacha Baron Cohen would own that role of a guy like riding Darth Vader's shoulder, singing Queen songs, like midway through, like walking off to, yeah, I'm just going off to get some water, and just fucking someone, then walking straight back on stage like, yeah, that's right, coming back all refreshed.
How would you describe yourself as an artist?
No, myself as an artist, I'm just a musical prostitute, my dear.
In other words, Cohen wanted to make a Freddie Mercury movie, and he assumed that the remaining members of Queen wanted to too. However, the actor was shook to his core when a member of the band, who he refused to name, for reasons that will become clear in about 25 seconds, sauntered over to him and said, you know what, this is a great movie, because something amazing happens in the middle.
So what was this amazing thing that was supposed to happen in the middle?
Freddie Mercury dying of AIDS.
That's not amazing.
No, it's not. But this band member said to Cohen, oh, it's great because we get to see Freddie die and then the audience gets to see how we as a band carried on without him.
What happens in the second half of the movie? He said, well, you know, we see how the band carries on from strength to strength.
Yeah, but no one cares about that.
And Cohen would agree with you, Brad, because he confronted that band member and very angrily told them, nobody is going to watch a movie where the main character dies of AIDS halfway through and the rest of the film is just watching you continue as a band. A short while thereafter, Cohen left production of the Freddie Mercury biopic, citing creative differences.
Creative differences?
Yeah, I believe that's corporate doublespeak for while flipping everybody off. According to a later interview with Cohen, the band didn't want to tarnish their legacy by discussing some of the more illegal things Mercury did during his lifetime.
I guess that's understandable.
You can see where they're coming from to a degree. You can see like, okay, maybe we don't want to have like a load of scenes of Freddie Mercury banging dudes and doing rails of cocaine off the back of their heads. Like, we want everybody to be able to watch this movie and experience the life of this guy we all knew as our friend and mentor and peer. But that's not why they wanted to do that. It's because they wanted the focal point of the entire movie not to be about Freddie Mercury, but about how they, as a band, heroically overcame his death and continued on as Queen without him. What a fucking bunch of douchebags. The worst part about this, though, is that the film Cohen wanted to make, the one that had cocaine hat-wearing little people and a cameo from Darth Vader, is exactly the kind of movie Freddie Mercury would have wanted making about his own life.
How do we know this?
We know this because on his deathbed, Freddie Mercury told his manager, "You can do whatever you like with my image, my legacy and my music. I just have a single request."
Which was?
Never make me boring. A request the band have actively spent the last half-decade shitting all over by actively refusing to make a Wolf of Wall Street-esque movie starring Borat because they don't want to look bad.
As long as we don't take it too seriously. Earlier on, we used to take it very seriously. And we should try and inject some fun into it, you know?
FYI to the members of Queen watching this, because I know you're all fans, we all know about all the crazy shit that Freddie Mercury did behind the scenes. That's why we find him fascinating. He's the most well-known member of your band and he's been dead for 30 fucking years. If you're worried about tarnishing your legacy, maybe like do what Motorhead did and like retire the band when the one member that everyone associated with it died.
Thank you very much.
I don't know about you, Brad, but I really respect what Motorhead did, like when Lemmy died, when they issued a statement asking, oh, will Motorhead continue as a band then? And I think one of them released a statement saying, fuck no, Lemmy was Motorhead. Of course the band's not going to continue without him. He was the band. And you compare that with Queen, when their lead singer died like 30 fucking years ago, and he's the only person in the entire band anyone gives a shit about. And they're still like going, yeah, but a movie about his life has got to mention how we continued without him. Imagine for a second, Brad, if I died tomorrow and you went, you know what, I should make a video dedicated to Karl. And halfway through that video, you put in footage of me getting hit by a bus. And then the rest of it is just you talking about how you heroically overcame me dying horribly to continue making money on something that I started. Like, it's not an exact comparison, but that's what Queen are trying to do. Like, I don't give a fuck about the other members of Queen. I don't give a fuck about Brian May. I don't care how many of the songs he wrote. Freddie Mercury was that band. The entire reason he even has a career today is because Freddie fucking Mercury was such a boss. The fact that they keep trying to make a movie about Mercury, who is dead, and the band keep going, yeah, but what about us? It's like, well, you're still alive and you're still enjoying the royalties from the songs he wrote. How about you let him have this one, you dickheads? It's like, Jesus. Just let him have his biopic starring Borat with like cocaine, hat wearing little people and Darth Vader just rocking up. Just show Freddie Mercury in the prime of his life, like just enjoying the shit out of it, just having loads of random gay sex with people. You don't need him to die horribly of AIDS in the middle of the movie. It can be a feel-good movie. He was a feel-good dude. Why does the movie have to have him die?
If you're doing it for selfish reasons as well, think how much their sales are going to increase when a film about Freddie Mercury comes out.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's probably what they're thinking. Probably sat there rubbing their knees going, can't fucking wait. I can't wait to sell the soundtrack to this movie. Can't wait to the royalty check I'm going to get from this bastard. Jesus.
And the last half of it showing how the band is continuing. Look at all these new songs we've written without him.
Well, they're not Queen songs. In my opinion, I think the opinion of most Queen fans is that, like, a song, like, if you wrote a Queen song cannot not have Freddie Mercury. You can sing the songs he wrote with another singer, but you're not Queen. You're a Queen cover band at that point.